You know you're a giant pain in my butt sometimes, right? Sprinkles. Come on. I told the babies to get out. They didn't listen, so clear them out. Go on. Get in there. You in. You babies. Babies, come on. Don't mess with Mama Sprinks. Morning, Bubba. Rain, rain, go away. Don't come back for a while. This is ridiculous, guys. Morning, babies. It's just normal yard, guys. I mean, it started raining last night, and it rained hard for a long, long time. I can also tell you about less than 1% of Januaries in my lifetime have ever had thunderstorms. But here we are. It's still just coming down off the hillside. Ay, 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 ay. Flows in here. This was an old farm. They had done clay tile down through here. And when we did the driveway, we kind of busted it up on accident, unknowingly. And so this kind of deteriorated. It still goes in here. There's clay tile there and comes out down there. Clay tile is basically like a 4-inch pipe made of clay. There's clearly one busted there. This is a depression, so there's clearly one busted there. Yeah. Oh. I've been throwing rocks in this for 5 years. They just keep going away. That's not as deep as it used to be. That would take your leg up to the knee. That's not even clay pipe, that's PVC. Interesting. I didn't put that in there. Huh. So this whole area right here, people ask what we do with our barn clean outs, and generally we use it in the compost pile, which is way down there. But I've been using it also, since we haven't done the garden in a couple years, I've been using it to make land, if that makes sense. And so I've been filling this in. This was a huge depression, went way down in, came back up out. Clearly because this is where the water comes down through here. So it's still got a little bit left from last year. So now it's coming out and going back in. So I don't know if it's undercutting. Boy, the creek was up last night, I can tell you that. I've never seen this flow outside of rain. As you can see, there's a depression here. I want to fill that in too. But what I've been doing is building land. So you can see this was a big uphill here. And I've been adding to the top and just letting it compress. So I've got about 3 extra feet of bank up there for the girls. Problem is, if we live here too long, I'm gonna have to straighten this creek out. It used to flow, it clearly, I mean, it might not be as evident on camera, but standing here, it used to keep going right across here at some point. That way, because this is all, I would say the creek line used to be right here. But over the years, as it hits a hard spot and then it turns. And now it's cutting away this bank, and it has been since we've lived here. Just a couple big trees here helps hold, but it'll eventually undercut those. And then these trees will just fall over this way as they lose bank. That one's gonna have many, many years to go, but it hits right here. There's your water line, so we were at least up here. Around in the corner, you can see all the leaf debris on the bank. So it wasn't flowing across here like it normally does. You could see it. It kind of popped up right there. Well, it was probably back up from this. It's caught up in my fence here. So I'm gonna have to be very careful when I put in hard fence this year. Thanks to all you amazing, lovely, wonderful people. Didn't lose these bridges, that's good. I kind of seeded these in the ground. I dug out, I sat them in there. And then the dirt and grass has kind of grown up through them since they're the lattice work. So it's been really good at just holding itself in the ground. Throwing a couple extra PVC pipes, not PVC, galvanized steel culverts that we pulled out of the original road. I put those in here to break the, as you can see, this water coming across here hits right on that one, turns it back that way, hits on that one. Because this whole bank, this bank has probably moved a foot of loss since we've lived here. So I dropped that in there, I don't know, like 2 months ago, just to bounce water that way. Let's go see how wet it is up here. Very is the answer. I had to pull this, I had this pallet across here. That bag is stuck way down in there. I might just have to cut it off. I had this pallet across here so the girls could get across this because last spring was so just incredibly, incredibly wet. And I had to pull it out because it was blocking the flow of the water to get through and go down to the creek. I told you guys we got about 7 springs on this side. 4 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I'm saying 7, there's probably 7. I just can't remember the 7th one. I was over here in the dark last night doing a little bit of debris clean out from this PVC drain tile I have in here. Just moving water away from the barn, basically. This is a this was a quick fix. I was using basically the corner pieces of the barn to reroute the water from coming straight down the hill and hitting the barn to kind of pushing it over that way. It fills in though. Oh, just lost my whole bank right there. This fills in, as you can see. Our soil is basically sand, clay, lomus, or loam, I think is what they call it. That's basically mostly sand, a little bit of clay. And what that, ooh, that water's cold, boy. January groundwater. So it comes from up there somewhere, washes the sand down, piles up here. And then in the spring, generally, except for this year, I will create a channel across here. I thought about just taking some concrete bags of concrete and doing an old school, instead of mixing it up and pouring it, just set the bags right here along this path here, standing up, and let them absorb the moisture out of the air and turn in the concrete in the bag, and having it route the water this way. I'm a little hesitant to pull the trigger on that because that's a pretty permanent, if I want to come back and do something else later, I'm going to have to tear all that out. Oh, but I guess maybe a good plan today is better than a great plan tomorrow. So it's not as bad as I thought it would be over here. I basically worked last night until I ran out of light. And I'm glad I did, because I would have just kept going. I'm like, all right, good enough. Good morning, ladies. High and dry. No leaks in the barn. We've had it so bad that it'll actually come through this stall here and cover the floor. You can go back to last year's video where you'll see it. It's a thumbnail. Probably from around June, July, August, something like that. Where it was flooded so bad that the barn flooded. So no flooding in here, that's good. Flooding of cuteness, what? All right, I gotta get these girls fed. All right, y'all, and outside of everything flooding, what's up, welcome back, baby goats. Got some, see if one of the springs makes its way along here, and then one comes down somewhere over there and comes out here. So I just wire those together, run those down through the buck pen down to the creek. She's due in less than 40 days. March babies, hi. On 3/6, we're expecting her to have one little baby who maybe looks exactly like her and adorable. But on a more serious note, we found out yesterday that H's uncle had been taken to the hospital, had a heart attack. I want to be very cautious with what I say, because H's dad also watches this, and Bruce, we're there for you if you need anything, obviously. Stay strong. Stay strong. They did everything they could for him, basically had him in a drug-induced coma, and moved him to hospice yesterday. So, on top of that, my mom went in the hospital yesterday. If you guys don't know, she also had a ruptured disc, L4, L5, and she has pins and plates and screws holding that together, but her spine is degenerating. My parents are almost 70. H's parents are 74, 75. So my mom ended up at the hospital yesterday she's going under a whole battery, having numbness in her leg, ankle, foot, basically the whole leg. So she should be going in for MRI here within a couple hours. They're gonna have to figure out what's happened, if something moved, pins pulled out, plates shifted, another vertebrae ruptured, those kind of things. And then when it rains, it pours, y'all. My dad was having some issues yesterday with his heart, increased dizziness, arrhythmia. So he ended up back. He went obviously straight to the emergency room, and they did monitored his heart for a few hours, checked everything over. He was cleared last night and was able to go back home. So it could be stress related, obviously. Just maybe too much physical activity, maybe just could be anything. So yesterday was a doozy, and just yesterday was a tough one. So today I at least want to bring you guys the babies. Everybody seems a bit grouchy, probably because of the rain and it was warm, now it's cool. Just everybody's a little grouchy over here this morning. But I also noticed that two people that we follow, obviously Blue Cactus, hey Crystal, give me a shout out, and Katie from Royalty Soaps, hey Katie, give me a shout out, thanks, love you. You were my total inspiration for starting the soap business. Already released their V-Day soaps, so that's not cool. So I love you, and 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 I definitely love that little freaking fuzzball jerk face. Now I'm not gonna be able to get rid of you, you weenie. Mississippi over there looking for trouble. Mama, is this why your baby acts like this? Oh, you're gonna just shove her out of the way, huh? You just get out of here, peasant. Oh, baby. Hi. Hi. So I kind of missed the boat on that V-Day soap video launch. And, you know, we're young, we're learning. I don't know if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I was going to release my video this coming Wednesday, a couple days before, because as you guys know, we have to close the Etsy shop down. There's just not enough soap in there to support leaving it open for a month. It ends up making me do several trips a week to the post office, which is not a problem, but it does take time out of the day to drive down there. And you guys do know that I'm just around the clock here, so I also, we've talked about it a lot, but we also don't want somebody to show up at the soap shop and have there be 5 bars of men's and 3 bars of eucalyptus and 2 bars of Queen of Hearts. Oh, hello. And just have it look shoddy and trashy. So that's the other reason we kind of closed it down. You guys are amazing as always, and you always wipe us out pretty good. And it's just, you know, not wanting to leave it looking empty and abandoned if a new person shows up there, or you guys go back and you're like, what is going on with this garbage? So I could pet you all day. Do you want to live in the house? Yes? Can you live in the house? Put a diaper on you? Anyway, so yeah, so I'm batting around maybe launching the soap video a little earlier. I don't want to launch it too early because I don't want a bunch of people to find the video, see the video, run to the shop, realize it's not in the shop yet because they don't understand the process, that it'll be this Saturday coming up that the shop will be open. And it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths if that happens. So I kind of felt like it was a little risky popping the video a couple days before the shop was going to be open. But it is what it is. You guys and your loyalty is what I really want to support. And so making sure that you guys know that the V-Day soap is going to be there. We are calling it Spellbound. Katie went straight for Love Spell. We didn't think that was quasi-appropriate. But now you guys kind of know what it's going to smell like. Exactly what it's going to smell like. It is a perfect duplicate. So that'll be this coming Saturday at noon Eastern time, which is Ohio time, which is New York time. So you guys can check that out and do the math on where you live and figure that out. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. We got a lot going on. I'm probably going to run back into town here in a bit and sit with my mom for a while. And yep, just making the best of what we got, I guess, is what you can do and what you have to do. You don't have any other choices. The cards are played and you play the hand, right? If you don't stop being mean, I'm going to stop calling you Frosty Mom. Why are you being mean to the babies? Because I'm probably pregnant. No, did we breed her? Hi. You can't be mean to this guy. Look at him. How could you be mean to him? Like, nobody could be mean to him. Why are you being mean to him? Hi. Do you know when I need my soul stared? Yeah. I know you do. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you with that.